Evening, good evening, good evening. It is so good to be with you guys. Welcome to Lolita's Corner. I am so glad that you have joined us on tonight for another great episode to learn something new, to grow, to lean, to be inspired, to learn, all that good stuff, right? So I am just so excited to be with you guys. Listen, keep up with me on all of the social media platforms. You can always see what Dr. Cleveland is up to. Follow me on my website at www.crumenterprises.com and check it out. If you do not have the hottest book in town, you need to get the hottest book in town. The Global Plug Resource Guide is my new book. Listen, if you are a new, aspiring business owner, business leader, nonprofit leader, listen to me. Listen to the words that are coming out of my mouth. You need the resources in the book. It helps you to grow. It helps you to sustain. It gives you the tips for being in order and for your operations. So you want to make sure, that you get a copy of the book. Okay. Now don't say I didn't tell you and then you call me and be like, girl, why you didn't tell me? No, because I told you to go and get the book and that the book provided it. So it's a disadvantage if you don't get it for your business. And if you're not blessed by it, then listen, bless somebody else with it who it can help, bless and serve. So tonight, y'all, I'm excited. I'm excited. I have the pleasure of knowing this wonderful lady and the work that she does. And I'm so excited that she has decided to come on with us tonight and join us and talk about telling your story to publishing. And hey, listen, this is the wonderful Keita Stewart Thompson. Good evening, girlfriend. It's glad to
Good
have you on the show.
evening. How you doing?
How you doing?
Listen, I'm excited.
Yes, I'm so glad to see you. You look well.
Thank you. You do too.
You know, I try. I have to keep up with my sisters. I have
Look,
to keep
Divas.
up. The divas doing it. So listen, this everybody is writing a book now.
Yes,
Everybody
everybody.
is writing a book. They're writing manuals. They're writing ebooks. They're doing children's book,
Yes,
autobiographies. Listen, is it
yes.
me or is the writing season upon the people?
Listen, the writing season is upon the people. When I tell you, and it's some good writing too. It ain't no it's some good writing. People are healing. They are sharing, their stories. They are sharing their businesses. So it's a great season to write.
Ah, you know, people say they're writing books and they're getting into it and what they're up to, right? Writing, oh my God, I got to sit down and I have to write 100 million pages right now, right
Mm-mm.
this moment.
No,
Do it
ma'am.
really go
No,
that way?
sir. No, it don't. It don't. It's real simple. If people can identify why they're writing, then we can get down to it. But if you're just writing just to be writing, then that's a whole nother. Just to have a book, that ain't it. You have to be clear on why are you writing a book? You know, it's more to it than you just, saying that you are a published author. It's actually a business venture. It's so much to it. If you tap it into it.
That's good. You made a good point when you said that you have to know why you're writing. So in other words, there has to be a purpose for your
Yes.
writing.
There has to be a purpose to your
Mm,
writing. So a lot of people get stuck because they just, oh, I want to write a book. I have a story. I get this all the time. Okay, so why do you need to write a book? Why do you need to write your story? Why? You know, and it's rare that people can tell me why they're writing their book.
really?
Most of the time, it's just, oh, it's just a thing to do. Everybody's doing it, right? It's writing season. And somebody told them, oh, you need to write a book. So then they come and say, well, I need to write a book, but they don't know why they're writing the book. You have to identify and discover the purpose for your writing, what you want to write, who you writing to, why are you writing to these people, and what's going to be the outcome out of that?
That's good. That's good. Why are you writing? It has to be a purpose. So I better not write nothing else because I'm gonna write about something real crazy. Right? So,
Mhm,
and it's funny you said that because believe it or
mhm,
not, you questioned me and asked me about a book I wanted to write. And
mhm.
FYI, for the people who don't know, this is the publisher of my Global Plug Resource Guide, and I got those tough questions, and it was so people who had started a business wouldn't be lost. People
Mm,
are starting a business every day. They don't know how to legalize. They don't know
right.
what systems they need to put in place. They don't know
Wow.
what website to go to take payment. Everybody don't use PayPal. PayPal is not the be all end all. Don't get me
Right,
wrong. I love PayPal. Don't beat me up.
right.
But you have to know about what other resources is out there. I was talking to a young lady today. We were
Mhm.
talking about tracking mileage for taxes. And I
Okay.
said, I'm going to send you a couple different ones because you have to choose what's going to be a fit for you. And a lot of
Exactly.
times, that's what I did it for. So, like you say, your story have to be a purpose.
Right.
And then you said something else along the lines. You said somebody told them to write a book, but you mentioned it
Yes.
as a business venture. What what
Yes.
what could that business venture look like?
Depending on what you're writing, um, if you're writing your story, there's people out here who need to hear your story, right? And so as you become an author, it becomes a business venture because now you're selling books. Now you're, creating platforms. As an author, you can, travel to different places, get on radio shows. You can, create workshops. And charge, for these things, because it's your work. It's what you put your hard earned, you know, time into. So you want to get it's an investment. It's an investment.
Mm, that's good. I love that term. It's an investment.
It's an
Have to be
investment.
able have to be able to invest in yourself. So you have this story.
Mhm.
Um
Mhm.
Somebody beat me up, I overcame. So we have a domestic violence story. We
Mhm.
have me. I want every business to be, get the help they need. I
Mhm.
have a book on tips to entrepreneurship, all that stuff.
Right.
And everybody gets stuck in the publishing stage. Is publishing hard? Is it
Mhm.
difficult? What are some things we consider when publishing?
Publishing is not hard at all. If you can follow directions, you can publish. The greatest the greatest challenge in publishing is the manuscript. Is the manuscript written right? Is it readable? you know that's the greatest challenge in publishing. And nowadays people go and do their own publishing because it is simple. If you have the manuscript, you have the artwork, the graphics for your book cover. All you have to do is go and follow directions. It's really clear. The manuscript is the most important thing. And then it's a matter of just uploading and publishing and marketing your book. And so if you have a good marketing avenue, you got to invest in that too, because it's more than just getting on social media and posting your book. you know it would behoove you to get some resources for marketing, and get somebody involved that has that skill to help you, so that your book can reach where it needs to reach, especially if
That's
it's a global.
Oh man,
Hmm.
that's real good. I love that. I behooved you. That means she's done challenged you straight up on this here live tonight to say, hey,
Yes,
you're gonna need to invest in that. You
yes,
need to
if you're
invest in that.
serious, if you're
Yeah,
serious.
if you're serious. And here's the thing: we talked about marketing and branding a couple of weeks ago. We had Janito on the line with us a couple of weeks
Hmm.
ago, and he talked about the importance of your brand and that being a part of
Yes.
your brand. And then I had another young lady that talked about that importance of marketing. So that marketing and branding, they're the same, but they're different. And I know that
Right.
Janito provided us some good information about that when he was on. Um,
Mhm.
but and listening to you, you make it sound so smooth. I mean, like I'm challenged to go write another book today, right? Like I could do it myself,
Yes.
but when you're starting to tell your story, do
Mhm.
you just write? Do you write chapters?
Mhm.
What do you do to get to that point?
Well, I have a 10-step program that I tell people to utilize when they're writing.
That's good.
And it's called Let's Win, right? And that means write it now. And so I'm a writer, so everything is an acronym, okay? So
Okay.
my Let's Win program is write it now, and there's something to do in each one of those letters. So, like I said, the first one is if you want to win, if you want to write it now, you have to discover your why, your purpose for writing, what you want to write, how your writing will impact someone else, right? And why what you write is necessary. That's your W in your write it now. Um, and
Good.
the next thing you need to do is to remove all the barriers, right? Because as you begin your writing process, there will be things that will kind of come in the way of you actually getting everything down you need to get down on paper. So you have to remove all the distractions. You have to, create a space, where you can get your writing done. And
That's
remove all the
good.
excuses. Remove, all of those things that's keeping you back from writing. Okay. That's your R and write it now. And then your I is identify your niche. What area are you writing for? Who are you targeting? Who is your audience? Um, who do you want to make a change? Whether it's in business, whether it's telling your story, whether you have a skill set that you want to share, give information. There's different types of books, right? So you need to find out what your target is and what works for you. The E, like I said before, eliminate the excuses. Because I have so many people come and say, I want to write a book. I want to write a book. Oh, I can't write. I got writer's block. I can't do this. So when you decide that you want to write your book, be serious, right? Come to the table ready, remove the excuses, make time to do the writing. Okay. And the next thing you need to do is increase your knowledge of the book writing process, right? What does it take, right, in order for me to write this book? What do I need to know? What resources do I need? Who do I need on my team to get this done? Right? Because sometimes it requires a team of people in order for you to get your writing done, right? And then T is time to commit. It is time for you to make that commitment to write. Set a time, right? It could be once a week. It could be every day of the week. It could be, whatever you choose. Just set a time that works for you that you can, sit down and write freely, right? And then the next thing is to narrow down your thoughts. So remove, sit down. We call it brain dump. Get everything down
Yeah. Yeah.
that you have on your mind about this book, right? About the topic that you chose, right? And just get it all out. Just write it all down. You don't have to put it in no order. It don't have to flow because it's just thoughts, right? And then your O is to outline your topic. Once you dump everything out on paper, then you begin to categorize it and put it in some type of order so that it'll flow in a way that you can understand. And then you write the book. That's it. You write the book. Write it now. Write the book. Use your outline. Begin to, sit down in your quiet time when you decide to write the time, and begin to use your outline to write out your thoughts. It don't have to be in no order. It don't have to be chapters. You just want to organize it in a way that you can understand. And then that's your manuscript. And then from there, it's
That's
the
it.
publisher's job to help you put that together.
That's good. You said some key points, right? You
Hmm.
talked about creating space
Hmm.
to write.
Yes.
That is so powerful because in life, whether we're writing, whether
Hmm.
we have a job, sometimes we have to create a space, create an atmosphere to breathe,
Hmm.
unwind,
Yes.
chill, read a book. Creating space is intentional.
Right. Right.
Okay. That creating a space that was very, very powerful.
Yes.
Um, because how can you write and you have a kid going up the wall?
Right.
You got 35 grandkids doing, you got the phone ringing, you got Twitter twitting, you got the
Yep.
Facebook going on, you're leading prayer, you're coming back. You have
Wearing
to
all these
spend
hats. You got to take
that.
all of those hats off and put on your writing hat, right? That's it.
Yes,
You know, you got
that's
to put
it.
on your writing hat, and just like you make time for your kids and your work, and you have to make time for writing and wear that hat because we wear many hats.
That's it. That's it. Like you say, creating that space. You also mentioned too, um, a team.
Yes,
I tell people all the time, you are not a one man or one woman show.
not at all.
You need somebody
Yes.
to help you and assist you in what it is you're doing, whether that's a book,
Hmm.
business, spiritual growth, whatever that is, you need a team,
Right.
right? You need a team. Some people team is sisterhood, some people team,
Yes.
is a tribe. Some
Yes.
people team, but you need a team. You need
Absolutely.
when I
You
when I
need that
think about
support.
writing a book, off the top of my head, I can think of about 6 people,
Hmm.
right? Automatically to be on the team, right? So you
Yes.
need that publisher, you need an editor, you need a graphic design for the front,
Yes.
you need a marketer, you need somebody that understands social media content.
Hmm.
Now listen, let me say this now. We talking about investing. We're not telling you to go spend $10,000 to write a book. But now
Right.
we are telling you need a little change. You need some quarters, nickels, dimes, dollars to make your
Absolutely.
book holler. Okay.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
but you have to think about that, right? It may be
Right.
ways for you to do some graphic, and then if you want to know how to do all of that, then you just go to TW Publishing and let Lakita Thompson help
Absolutely.
you out.
There's so many resources out there that you can do on your own. You don't have, it doesn't require that you pay for every single thing because it can get
Right.
costly. But, the most important thing is you have the support that you need to get done
That's it.
what you
That's
need to
it.
get done.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes, that's real key, and
Mhm.
that's real good. That is your tips. Write it now, which is when. I love that.
Yes.
That's the best tips for any author, even if
Mhm.
you are a returning author, right?
Yes.
So I found that the new hot thing is collaborative books. What's up with that?
Woo! Let me tell y'all these collaborative books. Let me tell you, that's how I entered into, the publishing world. I didn't know anything about publishing, but I love the collaborations because you don't have to write a whole book. Let's just say you just want to write, your story, right? And you want to write a book, but you're not really ready to write a full book. A collaboration is a great way to start your your authorship. Why? Because you're working with a team or a group of other people, and you guys are collaborating on the same topic, and you only have to write a chapter, you know, and as a group you're promoting. And so I love the collaborations. That's actually, I don't know how I got away from those because those are my favorite things to do. I love collaborations because you can get so many different aspects of a topic utilizing collaborations, and people can come from different perspectives, and then you can share as a group, and it's just amazing to me.
It is, and I think of one of your collaborations,
Hmm.
um, her story. Am I
Yes,
right?
yes,
Right, her
yes,
story, from pain to purpose.
yes,
You have a one
yes.
and a two. I can imagine the
Mm,
stories in
mm,
that book of
mm.
talking about from pain to
Yes,
purpose. That
yes,
is that is powerful. That is powerful. If
yes.
you don't have the book, get one and two because one and two is great. And then I'm gonna shamelessly plug and say, look, you want to read my story in the second one, right? So I'm gonna
Yes,
yes, come on through
yes. It's
and hear
powerful.
Yes.
Yes, we
I
had
mean,
almost 100 women share their stories from pain to purpose. Women and young women,
young women.
from ages 7 on up. You guys, and you'll be surprised at the things that people go through, and the stories that they have to tell from young ages.
Right.
You know, um, and so yes, it's powerful. It's so
It is.
powerful.
And here's the most powerful part. It turned into purpose.
It
They
did.
made it over. They
Yes.
succeeded. They
Yes.
overcame. They dealt with it. They bust out like Superman, like Clark Kent.
Yes, and
Right?
it was the healing. It was the start of some people's healing, and not only did they heal from the things that they've gone through, they were able to bring hope and healing for others. These books have gone international, have reached Africa. I mean, we've been all over the globe. We done went
Yes,
to state sharing, and so um, it's powerful. So yes, there's so many
it
different ways
is.
you can share your story, not
It
just,
is. And is when I think of a collaborative, I think about the unity of
yes,
people coming together for one cause,
yes, yes,
for one, the
yes,
unity, the support for one cause. Yours
yes,
was pain, from pain to purpose.
yes.
I'm involved in the new one, a Phoenix phenomenon, turning
Hmm.
into your authentic self, being
Wow.
true to your authentic self.
Yes, once you leave that purpose, baby, you walking
Look
into
here,
that authentic self.
come on here. And when you get over it and realize that you are just an original piece, baby,
Come
there
on.
is nobody
That
else but you.
authentic. Yes,
Yes.
yes, yes.
God only made one of you. I don't know why you jealous and hating on anybody else. Because
Can't
baby,
nobody
he
do it
ain't
like you.
can't nobody do it
Do
like
it
you.
like you.
Okay. Can't nobody floss that hair like you. Can't nobody walk like you. Can't nobody do
Right.
that leadership like you.
Right,
So
right,
it's always
right.
good.
And your story is unique, even though there may be stories that are similar, um, similar. Uh, no story is the same at all, and everybody has a different audience. So what you may share, may not touch somebody, somebody in my group. What I may
Okay.
share might not touch somebody that, God has assigned for you to share your story to, you know.
That's a good thing. So look, being a writer, being a
Mhm.
publisher, a creative at hands when it comes to poems and all of those things. Listen, do you have any favorite books or favorite authors other than
Um,
yourself?
Other than myself, well, I love Maya Angelou. She is
Okay.
one of my favorite authors. I love poetry, so
Okay.
I read those type of books. But Maya Angelou is my favorite.
That's good. Okay. That's what's
I
up.
can relate. I can
That's
relate.
good. That's good. That's good. That's good. You know, um, a recent book I've been reading, I've actually sat down and I've started reading Cicely Tyson's autobiography. And
Uh
it
huh.
is phenomenal.
Okay.
Listen, it then walked you through injustice, racism, success, wealth. Look here, overcoming, deliverance, healing.
Hmm.
So I'm still reading it, but it was a really good read. I don't do many autobiographies, but hers has been pretty good. For books. And I always say to people that are readers and writers, I always recommend that you rotate your books.
Yes.
So if
Yes.
you're an
Yes.
entrepreneur, get you a book about entrepreneurship, get you a book about finance, get you a book for inspiration.
Yeesh.
Come back
Hmm.
and get you a personal book that you like, maybe a non-fictional book. Any readers out there, I love the Curtis Black series. If you
Hmm.
are into Christian uh, fiction, listen, it's one of my man, it's one of my favorite, right?
Hmm.
But read your fun book that get you going, and then I like I
Hmm.
say, get you something inspirational. But if you are a reader,
Hmm.
I encourage you tonight to rotate your books.
I
Even a
agree.
self-help book, rotate your books. You should be reading at least a book a month. You may not be like me and can
Mhm.
read a book in 2 weeks if it get good to me in a week,
Mhm.
but
Mhm.
it's 12 months in a year. How
Mhm.
come you haven't read at least 6 books?
I'm glad you said that, Lolita, because Dr. Lolita, because in you writing your story, right? You need to find authors, people who've already written in that same area that you've written in, and get familiar with, you know, just the writing process, and get in tune with your target audience. Because if other people have already written in that area, you want to be knowledgeable, in the area that you're writing. So that you can, add value, when you're sharing your story, just from different perspectives. So yes, whatever area that you want to write in, read up on those different areas.
That's good. That's good.
Mhm.
Listen, if you want to jumpstart your publishing, I say get you a consultation with the Keita Stewart Thompson. Listen, we have put her website up there. Check it out. See what she's talking about. At least you owe it to yourself to at
Mhm.
least get yourself a consultation so that you are aware of what you need to do to start the publishing process. You have a story. Your story is not just for you, it is for somebody else. Listen, it's always a pleasure for you guys to hop on with me, show me some love, come out, hear something new, hear something
Mhm.
different. I
Mhm.
appreciate you for always joining Lolita's Corner. On our way out, Miss Lakita, we ask you to, what would you say to the people as we end the show for tonight?
I would say let's win by writing it now. It's time to write. If it's if God puts something on the inside of you to share, write it down so that other lives can be changed. People can be set free, delivered of what they need, or you can help someone along the way, educate someone on an area that you have knowledge in. It's always beneficial. A book is a book is forever. So even after you leave this world, your book will remain, and people will still be changed by your words. And that's what we do at through Words Publishing. We change lives through words.
Thank you so much for coming on to join us. Listen, it is the season to write. She said, look, let's win.
Hmm.
Write it now. Your story is for somebody else. A book is forever. And even if you are not here, your legacy of your story carries on. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We'll see you next Thursday. Same bat time, same bat channel. I look forward to seeing you all. Have a blessed weekend.